You got about 10 meters from the finish line, and Clayton, you just said, go ahead. Did you guys rehearse that? How did you decide he was going to break the tape and he was going to come in second?
There was absolutely no rehearsal. I was just trying to get to the finishes quick as possible because I thought I might collapse and not finish. And I think Clayton was enjoying it more.
Yeah, I just wanted to enjoy every single moment to the finish line. About 2 miles out, I just knew that we were going to get there together. And even though I might have been feeling better, I just wanted to take every step of the way with Connor over those last couple miles, and that's how it shook out. And I wouldn't change it for the world. You know, Connor's the one that has pulled me through this entire build, day in and day out in practice, and he works hard and he deserves this just as much as I do. And it definitely is a team effort.
You're the two guys that unlocked the Paris spots. It wasn't a sure thing that you were going to get them, and here you are, you got them. How much of a relief is that?
It's a big relief, but it was also like I didn't want to have the mentality that I had to, like, that was my spot. I had that mentality for a little bit of time, and it really, I think, messed up my psyche for about a week of training. And so I had to be like, no, there's just 2 spots. That's just the way it is. I got to go into this race and compete. But so it's not a feeling of relief. It's a feeling of gratitude toward all those who helped me, gratitude toward my coaches, my family, Clayton, all the many training partners we've had, both in the past and currently. And it's just like a dream come true.
Yeah, I would say that, you know, there was some rumors that, you know, it's not even a rumor. Third hasn't been unlocked yet, so we knew we had to go 1-2 to be able to secure our spots. And there's this weird thing where if one of us took third, we couldn't go chase another spot either, right? Because we've already unlocked 1 spot for the United States. And so we kind of had to do what we just did. We came through on what we had committed to, and that was to go 1-2. And I'm hoping that that 3rd spot is unlocked for Lenny. We want him there with us, obviously. And I think it will be. I think the American men are strong and tough, and we're going to have a good Boston in the next couple months, and I hope that 3rd spot is unlocked. But yeah, I think our mentality was always like, you know, yes, we earned those spots, but now we really got to go earn them at the trials.
Lenny, in 2020, just 4 years ago, you missed the 3rd spot by inches. That was not going to happen today. How do you feel now that you've been able to get on that podium and, you know, give it your all the way through the end of the race? Your 3rd today. Is that redemption for you?
Yeah, first of all, I want to thank my leadership, for giving me the opportunity to train. So last time I finished 4th. My leadership told me, don't worry about it. You finish 4th. Go train for it, you will make the next one. Today, I told myself I need to keep everything and make sure that I at least finish number 3. I'm so happy. I want to say thank you. This thing to finish that is for everybody who's starting in the army. So I'm so happy, and I say thank you to everybody.
I want to open it up to questions from the room. We do have 2 microphones. We're going to start with Scott there in the back, and then we'll come up here.
For Leonard, what is your understanding of what you need to do to be able to run in Paris?
I don't understand the question. What?
The question is, what is your understanding for what you need to do to unlock that 3rd spot on the Paris team?
I think it's just for me to wait now. I'm hoping I'm going to get the I think it's possible. I don't know for now, but for now I'm just still happy to finish that, to improve from my last time. So all in all, I'm still happy to finishing that. It's a good achievement for me, and my leadership, and everybody in the army, and also my family.
Yeah, Ricky, then David. Yeah.
Connor, last time I saw you winning an NCAA championship in Tallahassee. And at that time, you were saying, I'm going to do a marathon. And now, you know, just a few weeks later, you're a champion. Kind of talk about, you know, what your mindset was at that time, that you thought you would be a great marathon, and now that you've achieved it, how does that feel to you?
It's a dream come come true. That's how it feels, obviously, but like it kind of confirms. It's a great confirmation of why I did what I did. I think when I was looking at schools, there was some benefits to going to BYU, but the biggest one ended up being that when I was as a high schooler, I looked into first, I met my wife there. That's the biggest benefit of going to BYU. But the second was, good catch. Thanks, buddy. The second one was, and the reason I went to BYU was, I just knew Ed Iceland was a great coach for 10K guys who wanted to become marathoners. And it just kind of confirms that. I looked at a bunch of other schools with some great coaches, but no other school had a coach who had been an amazing college runner in cross country and then gone on and made Olympic teams in the marathon. And so both he was an amazing coach, but he'd also done everything that I wanted to do. So following in his footsteps has been pretty special. So I don't know, it's like this confirmation of I have done, like, what I have done has been right, if that makes any sense whatsoever.
David?
Hey, this is for Connor and Clayton, and congratulations to you. When Zach got on the front in the 6 mile, I think he ran a 4:49, was it sort of like you saw this pathway opening up right in front of you and you just needed to get on that? And then tell me what you were thinking as he just kept doing it mile after mile after mile. Thank you.
So, when I saw Zach hit the front about 5.5 miles or so, I turned to Clayton. There were a couple people between us, and I just looked at him and just didn't even nod, didn't even say anything, and I just looked at him, he looked at me, and then I was like, all right, like we're going for it. And so it was just like, I just wanted Clayton to know I was going to go with Zach, and when he started running 440 highs, I was like, okay, I know nobody can hold, like, either we're going to run away from everyone, or everyone is going to go with this pack and no one's going to be able to hold it. And it ended up being a little bit of both. But it was quite a move.
Yeah, I think I got to see Zach shortly after the race, and honestly, my heart breaks for Zach for taking 6th, because he is what made that race happen today. I was kind of struggling the first lap, honestly, and it wasn't until that second lap of the 8 mile loop that we started to kind of pull away, and my confidence started to build as we started dropping people. And he's the one that made that happen. And shortly, after mile 20, when he started slowing down a bit, Connor and I looked at each other, and we could tell that, he wasn't feeling too hot. And so that was the point at which we took the lead, and we said to him, stick on us. We're gonna go and get that standard. We need that 3rd spot. And that's when, Connor took the lead for a while, and Zach got on the back, and I just kept telling him, stick on us, because we obviously wanted Zach there. He made this race happen, and big props to him and the Hanson's Project for developing such a strong athlete. Zach, we came out to Orlando a couple weeks ago, we got to run with him, and he's a great athlete, but he's an even better person, and my heart goes out to him, and I want to see him in a marathon here to come, and if not, in 2028.
This question is for Clayton. You ran the 2020 trials and finished in 136th place, and you said you used that as a dress rehearsal for 2024. What do you feel like you've learned since then, and how'd you apply that today?
Yeah, it's a great question. As I said in the press conference a couple days ago, I was injured going into the 2020 Olympic trials. I'd only been running for weeks, but I still decided to race it. It was my debut marathon. I qualified with a half marathon. And so I still decided to do it because I knew that experience would pay off in 4 years. And I've gone back and I've rewatched that 2020 Olympic trials multiple times to prepare for this Olympic trials. And I put myself in that mindset of, what did I feel on that start line? How did the race go out? What was it like grabbing bottles with 200 guys in it? What was it like feeling the pressure preparing for that race? What was it like being next to Jared Ward, who was preparing for that race, and Connor McMillan, and a couple of my former teammates? And those feelings were priceless coming into this marathon build and really preparing for the 2024 Olympics. You know, you look back on it and it was probably a little bit stupid. I ended up running 2:29. It was a terrible debut. And like I said, I had been injured going into it, but I can't look back now with any doubt knowing that that paid off in my preparation and my performance today.
I have a couple questions for Clayton. The first one is, when you were just before the finish line, you looked over and said something to Connor. I was wondering what that was. And also, just you walk me through the last 2 miles. It looked like you were having a lot of fun. You went out to the side of the road and looked like you tried to give someone a high five or something. What happened there? Like, walk me through that last couple miles for me.
Yeah, first, my conversation with Connor over the last couple miles was just simply, let's do this. We're doing it. Stick on me. Relax. It was. And then even within the last couple hundred meters, I was just like, enjoy it, soak it in and soak it in. Those were kind of my mantras to him. When I peeled off to, kind of make that jet out, actually, I think back to Meb. I've listened to Meb's book probably close to a dozen times over the last year or two, and he talks about grabbing the American flag and coming into the finish for one of his trials. And so I jetted over to actually grab an American flag to wave it as I came into the finish. But there just wasn't a flag, and I didn't want to get DQ'd, and so I kind of, I was nervous. And so I jetted back out to the middle and just finished with Connor. But that's why I'm wearing the flag now. It means a lot to me. But it just, that's what I was doing.
To clarify, our volunteers were told that if there's a close race, don't hand them the flag. We thought you guys were battling, so. Lenny, I want to ask you on the last 2 miles because you came across the line, collapsed into the ground. You were in 5th, and then passed 2 people in the final 2 miles. What were those last 2 miles like for you?
Yeah, I had given up hope, but I was seeing the guys who were ahead of me were dying. They were coming back to me, and I knew everybody is feeling the same pain as me. And I told myself, you know what? Try your best. Improve from the last time in 2020, finish 4th. Your main motivation is just go finish ahead of the other time. So I was not expecting to finish, like to come back and finish that. I had already given up hope, but I just gave everything and I told myself, you know what, just try, see what happens. I'm just happy to finish that.
Describe a little about your friendship and your relationship, maybe off the track, off the course, and what kind of is the dynamic between the two of you?
It's been, like, off the course, it's been pretty cool. When I was a freshman in high school, Clayton was a senior and he ran for American Fork. And so my first exposure to Clayton was they came out with this Max Preps article. And it got passed around the state meet. Everybody got one. I think it was either the state meet or the BYU Invitational. And I was like, this guy's running for BYU. He's done student council. I think he did student council. He has a 4.0 GPA. He does every single extracurricular activity that you can have. And he's a state champion. And I was like, that guy is cool. Like, I knew racing. He was actually hurt his senior year. And we were in different divisions. I was in a smaller school division. And so when I got to BYU, it was kind of fun to have him as a mentor and a friend, and just kind of someone to, like, there was a lot of guys when I came in as a freshman that really helped me out, but Clayton was definitely one of those guys, and he was the team captain my freshman year of college. So it's been nice to have him as a mentor, a friend. I mean, his wife makes us breakfast after our runs sometimes. My wife and I have babysat his kids a couple times. I don't know, it's just a great relationship, great friendship.
Absolutely, I definitely agree. I would just say that it's almost as close to marriage as you would think. We have our disagreements sometimes. We fight and quarrel. We're very, very competitive, but not today, Satan. We've definitely been able to work through the competitiveness and come out on top. And at the end of the day, Connor and I are better when we work together. We knew that going into this race, we knew that working together through miles 22, 23, 24 was our best bet, and that we would carry each other to the finish line. And that was even just more of a testament to today as we worked together to break away and to finish 1-2. And that's just, something we practice day in and day out, and we executed that relationship today.
One more, Sean.
While she's handing the mic over, I just wanted to thank each of you guys for being here and telling our story.
Well, it was a 3-lap race, and as Clayton said, each lap got a little different. Clayton, Connor, you started the last lap with a high five, and set you up. The last lap became very dynamic. It increased, what used to be feet became tens of meters. How did you handle the changing dynamics of the race as you hit that last lap? Same with you, Leonard.
Yeah, I would say big shout out to our crew out here. We have a big crew out here from Utah, friends, family, support. And the first 2 laps they were cheering us on, but that last lap they were giving us the information on the course. You've got 15 seconds to fourth, you've got 20 seconds to fourth, and then even when we broke Zach Hannon, we got 30 seconds to Zach Hannon. And that's what really kept us dialed in and kept us on the pace, but also made it so that we didn't have to push too hard. We slowed to 5.0s or 5.10s the last couple miles, if I'm correct. And that was very valuable to know that we could kind of cruise it in and make sure we made it to the finish line. In Chicago 2 or 3 years ago, I collapsed with 300 meters to go, and that was devastating. And I lost 3 minutes I had 3 minutes to my time, and I faded from 8th place to 13th place. It was a big heartbreak. And so it was kind of nice going into this race knowing that I just had to finish with where I was at. I just had to keep pace. And so that information on the course was super valuable. And so big props to all the support for Connor and I out there giving us information on the course that last lap.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to have a lot of friends, family, and a lot of people I didn't even know that were coming out were here. Thank you. A lot of people I didn't know were coming out were here. On the third, kind of like Clayton said earlier, the first lap was just very packed together and it was kind of stressful. The second lap, it was we're moving, but there's a lot of guys in it. But the third lap was very comforting when we hit the second to last bottle station and there was 4 of us. And then pretty soon it was 3. And I don't know, after Clayton had read Mantz book a few times, my wife got it for me for I think it was a 6-month anniversary present. By being honest, and in the book, Ned talks about how in 2016 Olympic trials, and Jared Ward has told us a similar story. When 3 broke away, he was very much, Ned said, it was kind of Ned and Galen. Ned kept saying, okay, we have 3, let's just run it together, let's not try to do anything special. And Penal tried to break away, it ended up breaking him, and Jared was able to move up quite a bit. And so my thought during that last lap was, let's just work together to make it so we can make it to the finish. And shout out to Zach Penny for just keep hammering. Tried to help him out those last 4 miles. But it was really cool to just be okay, once Clayton had broken away, it was all right, Clayton, let's just keep working together. If you're feeling good, enjoy that last 400 meters, but I'm begging you, let's just keep running together until then.
That last lap, we were in 4:46 last mile. Tell me about the last lap.
Yeah, I'll say the cheering, people who are cheering for us, people were screaming a lot. When they were screaming and cheering for us, I got some extra energy. It was like a Super Bowl of track and field or NBA finals of track and field. I'll say thank you to the organization who organized and made this the course this way. It's so amazing. I wish they had more races like this one. So that was the turning point for us, and especially me to even finish that. It was the people cheering for us, cheering for me. They were telling me, you are almost going to catch the next person. So I say just thank you to everybody.
You want to make the Olympic team, get coached by Ed Eyestone, and read Med Keflezighi's book. Your top three men are Leonard Korir, Clayton Young, and Mantz. We'll start the women's press conference momentarily.